What's up, team? Good evening. Welcome aboard to our weekly recap here at GAR Capital. My name is Carlos Garcia. I'm the founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Happy Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Glad to be with you this evening and every weekend, going over the market, preparing you for the upcoming week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Happy Inflation Week. We have inflation reports this week, CPI and PPI. We'll talk about that. We had a jobs number on Friday. I'll talk about that here in a bit. But first, let's talk about the markets. Let's go ahead and share the screens. All right, team, we're ready to rock and roll. Dow futures are up 58 points. The NASDAQ is up about 89 points. S&P is up about 0.19%, and the Russell's up 0.09%. Gold pulling back from all-time highs. Crude oil bouncing, even though OPEC meetings are happening, and we're getting an actual bump up in supply, more drilling and more refining from OPEC. So that should bring down crude oil prices, but they are actually bouncing today or right now. 0.15% on the dollar index, 97.91 currently. All right, so we were just at all-time highs this past Friday. Pretty good stuff. Post the NFP report, the jobs number wasn't the best. The labor market is starting to weaken more than people were expecting. At least certainly than the Fed was expecting. So because of that weak NFP number, the jobs report, there is now more of a confirmation that we're going to have the September rate cut. So what's going to accelerate us to get rate cuts faster is a weakening labor market, less jobs. That's not good for society and an economy, but that's what's going to get us to get our rate cuts. So the weaker the labor market, the better in terms for those who want rate cuts, cheaper money, and a higher stock market, at least initially. So with that being said, we are looking first off at S&P 500 futures. For futures, we'll start with that. 65.22, you can see that was the high from about 2 Thursdays ago. So that's what I'm going to look for a possible breakout. That's what I'm looking to go long, and I'm expecting us to stay long this week for the fact that we do have at least some seasonal trends, at least in our favor. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, according to the stock market almanac, are all bullish days. Doesn't have to be that way, obviously. It's just how it was in the past. But that's at least the expectation. 65.22 is my alert. We'll see if 65.25 does break, and if it does, we'll go ahead and go long and see if we can target up to 6,600. I mean, that's all we can do as stock market traders, is to just continue the wave. In terms of gold, let's take a look at this here. Let's use 36.14 as our next alert down. If that does break down, no big deal. I'm going to use right around 35.90 as support to play a bounce. But it's going to be tough to keep gold down when you are trading at all-time high. We did trade it this past week with futures. You could see that breakout perfectly at 3,500. We traded futures with our futures signals this week, 35.50, like I stated. We had about TP3, that's around 30 points. That's not hit as high as that. We went long at 35.70 as well. That hit 20 points, and then we also went S&P long at 64.85 for an additional 40 points. Absolutely amazing week in futures. Congratulations. Feels so great to be back from vacation to just hit the ground running there. So got our levels there, at least for gold. Unless we get a pullback, I don't see a reason to trade this. I'd rather trade S&P instead if we are trading futures. Let's go ahead and pivot now to the upcoming stock market week. Let's take a look at that economics calendar or economic data calendar. PPI on Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning. So Monday and Tuesday, we need to be cognizant for this if we're trading options or any kind of stocks. CPI is the, for Thursday, is the, well, we have PPI on Wednesday, excuse me. That's the producer price index. That's what companies pay for in terms of the price of goods and services. So that's on Wednesday. And then Thursday is the consumer inflationary report, CPI. That's what we're looking for. We're looking forward to, really. Do we want low inflation readings? Absolutely. With weakening labor market, we should have lower inflation. Unless we get a really high number in terms of CPI, a September rate cut is pretty much baked in. And then you have the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. That'll be on Friday at 10 a.m. So not tons going on. Inflation data is important, as we know. It's not as important as it was in 2022, 2023, as you know, with high inflation then. Now inflation is below 3% or right around hovering there. I don't foresee us getting around the 2% level anytime soon. We're still going to get our rate cuts anyways, unless we get some massive deviation to the upside, which is possible with tariffs. But we'll be careful and see exactly what the market reacts. That's all we could do. This week, in terms of economic data, reports in terms of stock earnings. Adobe's on Thursday. That stands out, I guess. Oracle, but most of the earnings stuff is pretty much done. So let's take a look at Oracle at least together. Anything we can do here ahead of earnings? Well, I would have preferred for us to retest 200. That'd probably be a great buy level. We may not get there, but if we can get below 220, that'd be worth a short, possibly, maybe some profit taking down to 200. But as you can see, we are bouncing off that 220 support. Possible bull flag, sure, absolutely. Maybe if we get above 240, we can play long on Oracle. Just remains to be seen. That report will be coming out Tuesday after the bell. All right, let's kind of position ourselves. Well, let's do Adobe next. One more. Those are the two major earnings that are coming out this week that at least we can take a look at. Okay, just doing a couple lines here. No, that's just ugly. Look good in the 1 hour, but not on the daily. On the weekly, you're below every major moving average possible. And on the monthly, you're hovering at a key level of support. If that breaks down, where it looks like 260 is coming. It looks like bearish here. If we get below 330, it looks like good night. We're going to short a little more down to around 260 on Adobe. So we will see what that guidance will be. We'll see the reaction, and we will just go from there. Speaking of this past week, let's take a look at options. So we do have Palantir calls open, Micron open, and IWM calls open. This past week, HIMS hit 20%. We sent the signal to close, and then it hit 31% on Friday. So if you caught that either on Thursday or Friday, you made money. TQs, we actually hit puts this week, 50% profit. Well done. GLD hit 66% in the money, but we got out at 27%. CRM, right before earnings, I told everyone to close at 21%, leave a runner, and then it flipped on us and went down. So I'm still holding it personally. And then the NVIDIA 190 calls. So basically this week, 4 out of 5. Not perfect. Wish we could have done a little more from what we had, but then I remind myself, hey, it was a 4-day week, short week because of Labor Day. So we did what we could. I think this week is going to be great. I love Micron here. Micron's breaking out here after hours, so that should be a nice win in the morning. Let's take a look at IWM together. We do have that set up. We're waiting for 240 to break. 245 is the strike price. That'll be all-time highs. That's part of my watch list too. Inverse head and shoulders. We've been trading this down, I think, since what, 210 with the 210 calls. It's just been riding up ever since. I think 240 will break this week. If the CPI number is positive, then definitely IWM is going to soar higher because it wants rate cuts. Small caps love cheap money. Palantir, chop, chop, chop since August 19th. Does it finally break above 161? That's what we're looking for this week. Let's see if we get it. Let's take a little dabble into our watch list for the week. I got tons this week. I think I put 8 of them. We talked about Micron. We talked about IWM. Let's talk about AMD first and then NVIDIA. AMD, we did this with Masterclass. Let me show you your Masterclass results. Masterclass is one-on-one teaching with me. I teach our students one-on-one directly. I think we have a promo running right now, but make sure to go to our website, www.gar.capital for details, or make sure to take a look at our Instagram at GAR Capital, all one word. On Masterclass, we traded Google calls. I think this was the trade of the year on Masterclass, or if not one of them. 568%. I got out at 447. Here you go, 445, excuse me. So a beautiful trade on Google that soared after the positive judgment in regards to antitrust. They don't have to sell Android. They don't have to sell any of their assets. So Google bounced higher and broke out, and Apple did as well. We also did AMD puts. That hit 38% in 16 minutes. I still think we have a little more. That did hit 41%. So Google and AMD, great wins for Masterclass. They get extra trades. I still like AMD to break below 150, down to around 147. If we bounce there, fine. But my money level is right around 135. That's what I'm looking for in AMD. I think we get a little more of a pullback. Take a look at NVIDIA. I posted this one as well. But you could see once we break down below 164, it seems like we're going to get some retesting. Okay, so what does that mean by retesting? We're going to retest the breakout down to 150. That's pretty much what we're looking for. So if we break below 164, we are looking to short NVIDIA and AMD this upcoming week. Let's see what else we have on the watch list this week. So solid on futures, solid on options. Futures was perfect. Masterclass was perfect. Options 1L, but still an incredible week across the board. Let's take a look at what else we have in our watch list and charts. Robinhood. We placed an article regarding Robinhood here. If you guys remember on Investment Club Alerts, Robinhood is nothing new to us. We were long. Let me see if I can get that set up here. Where was it? Here we go. Let's go back to May 12th, 2025. Current price, $56.40. Target price, 12-month price was $80. Let's take a look at Robinhood together. Now trading at 109.62. I think we'll have some time to go long again. 117.49. If that breaks, this is the after hours price on Robinhood currently, 109.68. So we're still looking for 117. Let's see if we can break 110. If we can break 110, then we'll see. Keep an eye on the 120 calls. I'm sure they'll have tons of volume, but we want to clear this 20-day moving average, and it looks like we are 109.69. Let's get to 110 at least tomorrow morning. Let's see if I have anything else here on Discord. One more I want to share with y'all about SoFi. SoFi looks like it's ready to go. They reported earnings, pulled back on a stock offering, if you guys remember, and has been going higher, holding that 20-day moving average. If we break 26.61, we're looking to go long on calls. Let's go ahead and see if I can max this out. 28.26 is the all-time high from 2021. So that's what we're looking at. 1, 2, 3, not a quad top. This is a breakout. SoFi will benefit from lower rates. So SoFi needs to be on your radar. And that is what I got for you this upcoming week. September 8th is tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great week this week, just like we had last week. Let's keep it consistent, watching the charts, being patient, ready for anything. And let's see what this inflation report brings. And it's really right now, all we're looking at is rate cuts in September. Looks like 99% chance based on the futures market out there. But a high inflation report can really put a wrench into everything. So again, we want to be careful, and let's take it a step at a time and do the best we can like we do every week. I look forward to speaking to you. If you want me to be your teacher, Masterclass is the program, one-on-one teaching with me on Discord at your pace, depending if you are brand new, which is even easier to teach, you don't have bad habits, or those who have a little bit of experience. I look forward to working with you on attaining any of your goals, whether it's long-term investing, whether it's trading options, trading futures. I look forward to working with you one-on-one. Have a great rest of your evening. I will catch you guys tomorrow on the server. www.gar.capital is the website. Let's go ahead and bring that up so everyone can see it. Here is our website, as you can see here. I don't know why it's not loading. There we go. Markets, Masterclass, pricing, our journal. You have to sign in for that. And our articles are all here. Make sure to keep an eye on our website and make sure to bookmark it. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers all.